cosmic agency. Today is a short video. About a topic that some of you, most of you, probably are familiar with, but I want to get it out of the way because I know some people have been asking me about what does Swaruu think about the whole topic of global warming and climate change and Greta Thunberg. So let me just share with you a conversation that me and Robert had with Swaruu recently, a few weeks ago. It wasn't very long. About this subject. We didn't go into details because, as she herself told us, this subject has been covered by many websites, by many YouTube channels. It's nothing new, really, what she's going to say. In that regard, you can investigate this further if you are interested. So let me share you that conversation, and then at the end, I'm going to share with you Swaruu's opinion about this whole Greta case. Okay, so here it goes.
There is no such thing as global warming or climate change. It obeys changes in the Earth's cycles, factors such as the sun, or large industrial pollution, including agriculture, HARP, geoengineering, the undeniable part. As in pollution, destruction of ecosystems. That's why I said that this is pollution and destruction, not climate change. I connect climate change to what I would call environmental pollution and destruction of ecosystems. The term climate change is already an agenda of control over the human population. It cannot be used as a synonym for environmental destruction. The concept of the destruction of ecosystems is mixed with climate change, because the destruction of the Amazon, for example, will bring less rain to that area, but the clouds are still loaded with ocean water, and that water will fall elsewhere, not prepared, causing a flood. Climate change as an agenda, with the causes attributed to it, is totally false, and it is another strategy to implement Agenda 21. Strictly speaking, there is no global warming. As many renowned scientists have already managed to debunk global warming, the cabal has changed that name to climate change to continue with exactly the same agenda. Global warming and climate change are the same agenda. There is no rise in the Earth's temperature. Coastal cities will not be flooded. There will be no pole shift. CO2 does not cause a greenhouse effect. It is what plants need to process their nutrients and the sun in the process of photosynthesis. Aren't the temperatures going up though? I see it in many places. In Poland, temperatures are drastically higher than before. In Sweden, there was no snow in February when I went there, and the local people told me that there was much more snow before. The businesses that depend on snow are worried. No, Gosia. These are natural fluctuations that have always been around. You feel warmer in Poland at the expense of colder temperatures in Santiago in Chile. Then colder in Poland and hotter in Santiago in Chile, and so everywhere. The Earth is complex. A change of temperatures cannot be determined only by the readings of a couple of places. Also, the ice caps at the poles are bigger and thicker than before. Big icebergs are sold in the media as dangerous that separate from the Antarctic continental plate, and that is proof that melting will increase the water level of the oceans. This is not so. That is completely natural and has always been that way. Okay, but I still don't understand. People in Sweden in winter told me that there was much more snow there before. My husky's excursion has been cancelled because there was not enough snow, and people there were anxious. I don't doubt it. It can last for many years. However, the people of Manitoba and Wisconsin reported snow and ice at the end of April. The Earth is not something fixed. It has natural variants. There will not always be the same weather in the same place. There will be several years of warm winters in places followed by severe winters. It has always been this way for thousands of years. So, all this is because of natural cycles. Yes, Earth fluctuations, movements of sea currents, complex factors. It's just that since the weather is controlled in part by HAARP artificially, much of this is also manipulated. But not all. Control of the weather on the part of the Cabal is not total. They just manipulate it. They cannot create a hurricane from nothing. But they can feed a small one so that it grows, and they can also direct it. As with a hurricane, the Earth's cycles can cause a drought somewhere, and with the HAARP, they can make it worse. And one thing, is the weather warming or cooling now then? I mean, natural cycles. None. It only fluctuates naturally in one place, then in another. It is perception, and the media and politicians use it for their agendas. Nothing is happening. No global warming, no melting of the ice caps and everyone swimming in London and New York. No impending glaciations or changes of polarity of the Earth, or Nibiru or solar flashes that cook everything. Enough of that psychology of fear, fear, and fear. And positronic energies that come and make everything ascend have to do with that? Partly, yes. That's where I include solar factors or sun activity, which, as you already know, does not work alone, but is a frequency relay station for energy waves from the center of the galaxy. Solar wind relays and increases the positronic waves that come from the center of the galaxy. But what comes out of the sun is not harmful. That is fear, fear, fear. Nothing is happening to the sun. And is anything happening to the center of the Earth, to its core? It also has energy variations that react like the solar ones. But since it is inside the toroid of the Van Allen belts, it does not have the same influence as the other planets do. The nucleus is also suppressed. However, as we are talking about the energy of a very high nature, it still has the connection, despite the bands. The Earth is not completely hollow, as you know, but it does have large internal cavities, the size of continents, or comparable to underground continents. And all that about the famous ozone layer, is that true? That is another lie.
So there you have it. And now, I did ask her about Greta Thunberg and whether, she is real or her agenda, all that. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm not sure if this is going to be controversial for some of you or not. Probably it will. But my intuition when I first saw her, and I didn't see many of the videos, I'm just talking about my first impression, without even asking Swaruu about it. My first impression was that something is not right here. Okay, the whole image of her innocent with those braids. I don't know. It just didn't seem completely genuine to me. I could just smell something going on. So this is what Swaruu told us about this. Okay, I'm going to read this conversation. Swaruu says, "The Federation knows the case well. The Cabal is using it. It is full of symbolism. Even the hairstyle, now be careful, Even the hairstyle is the same as that of the Nazi young girls. Now, we're not saying she's Nazi, we're just saying that the same type of propaganda is being used. Strangely similar. Honorary doctorate, Nobel Peace Prizes, those things are not distributed to anyone, only to members of the cabal. That girl has a whole team behind that advises her, even with her hairstyle, the clothes of an innocent girl, and what to say. So here I'm asking Swaruu, but what agenda exactly is that? And she says, sell climate change, sell carbon bonds, increase taxes on people, etc. Make them feel guilty about everything, to delegate power. And yes, here she's saying in parentheses, yes, they are the cause, the people are the cause, but at a deeper metaphysical level. It is so that normal people feel responsible and accept new norms, taxes, and regulations that hurt them, with the view to impose the new world order. Increasingly higher fuel prices when there is no shortage of hydrocarbons and other issues like that. It is creating a problem to sell the solution. In summary, there is no climate change. Climate change, with those words, cannot be used as something that can be accepted to be happening, or we will only be supporting the control agenda. Words are important. Climate change, as what they say, as how they say, it does not exist. It is agenda to eliminate humans. What does exist is pollution and destruction of ecosystems. And that, of course, is undeniable, and we should be protecting our environments and our immediate ambience. So, thank you very much for watching. This was very short. I'm going to see you in the next video when we will continue with the stellar navigation. Bye-bye!